This is a serious one, ladies. A courtroom case has caught national attention after a nurse was found guilty on 2 charges of death of her patient. Nashville healthcare worker Radonda Vault was found guilty of reckless homicide and abuse of an impaired adult after administering the wrong medication, resulting in the death of a 75-year-old patient. Now, while the nurse awaits her sentence, many healthcare workers fear that this guilty verdict will set a dangerous precedent in the future. And many are asking, should healthcare professionals be held criminally responsible for accidents on the job? What do you ladies think?
This is an atrocious tragedy, especially when a life had to be lost for an avoidable mistake. I can't understand. Well, if we look into it more, there were some things that she was reckless about when it came to actually using the medicine, making sure that it was approved and cleared. But I remember when I was in the hospital with Monaco, there was several different nurses that came in for different things, whether it was checking the baby, taking her out so they could go and weigh her, or administering shots. And every time somebody of authority came in, I just let them go. Because you just think that they know what they're doing.
You assume they know what they're doing, right?
Right. Now I'm realizing we really should be checking. Like, I need to, I almost feel like every time they tell me they're gonna come in and do something, I have to look it up or call somebody to double check if that's right and watch them do the process to see if the shots they're administering are right. Like, anything can happen, but I let full reign go when I'm in the hospital.
And that's what we do. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, this poor woman, it's unfortunate she was 75 years old. And I think criminally, if someone deliberately did something wrong, and she missed a couple of steps, this nurse, right?
Yes.
So in that case, I think maybe something should be done. But human error. I mean, we give ourselves to these people, whether it's a pilot on a plane, whether it's a nurse or doctor, we, like you said, give them free rein because they're supposed to know what they want to do. What's interesting with her is that she was honest. She was honest with the fact that, you know, she did make a mistake. There were other nurses there that were supportive of her in the courtroom. And I just think that we have to do better. And I don't know what her punishment should be, but, you know, in a way, she was reckless.
Well, she was, but what they're also arguing on her side is that the hospital didn't have certain things in place. Like, you know, when you go to the hospital and they had that, they give you the wristband.
And you scan it.
Supposedly that was not in place. So if that's not in place, it wasn't, you know, she had to manually. And you gotta remember, our nurses are overworked. They're underpaid.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They got a bunch of different, you know, patients. So we don't know what her state of mind was. And we do have to be careful because, like you said, Garcelle, she admitted it. It might be some nurses that's like, I'm not getting in trouble if this happens. I'm just gonna lie.
I mean,
and
her
say,
license was revoked,
Right, and so the hospital, and I think that's what's the real issue is that the hospital hasn't taken responsibility for some of their shortfallings and not having certain procedures in place. They're blaming it all on this nurse.
Right.
Which she was honest enough to sit back and say, yeah, I did make a mistake. You know, I don't know how you don't see that big red, because it's a big red thing on the bottle.
Label.
But when you tired, red might be blue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, because we just don't have enough nurses.
Yes.
And, you know, these nurses are working a 12-hour, 16-hour shift.
Back to back to back to back.
And do you really think
at a thankless job?
that her record, it wasn't like she's been reckless.
Guilty of this before.
This was an honest mistake. So I don't think that she was there to hurt someone and kill someone.
No.
You know, it's just, I just don't see that. So we have to figure out something, you know, and I can understand why other nurses are really, you know, and they're not messing around.
No.
Like, reportedly, they're doing walkouts at this hospital. They're doing petitions. There are other, traveling nurses that are not coming to, because they're like, no, you're not gonna treat our fellow sister nurse like this.
Right, especially when she admitted it, like you said, you know?
So they gotta have it, but that hospital needs to take some responsibility too. That's not fair to throw her up in court like that and leave her like that and she admitted it.
Agree, and we need more nurses and doctors in the field so that everybody's not so overworked.
Yes.
Especially after a pandemic.